said, I have never seen it in my life where a black woman is with a white man and unhappy. Like, there aren't any good black men.
Like, there has been men who have been CEOs and have had wives that were secretaries or receptionists, and it's worked out just fine for them.
A video of a black woman saying that she preferred to work for a white man.
I'm not gonna do nothing. Absolutely not. You buy a house, I make it a home. Like, I'm for real.
You don't understand why your kids are colorist, but you just sat there and called your newborn a puppy.
I'm sorry, but as a black woman, I'm gonna have to date outside of my race.
This video shows the lady saying she has never seen a black woman with a white man and they be unhappy. She said, I have never seen it in my life where a black woman is with a white man and unhappy. She was.
You know what's the wild thing? I gotta stop it right here. Look at how young she is. Look at how old that white man is. That white man is almost old enough to be her father. So she got with an older white man. Of course she's going to be happy. He can provide everything she needs. You got with an older black man, you may find an older established black man. And that guy will most likely be able to provide everything you need. Oh, I forgot. They want the 6 figures guaranteed. She probably asked them. And he probably said, yeah, I'll make 150,000. They want suckers.
It's like, so let me go get me a white man. Where they're at, I'm coming outside of my comfort zone. This that I'm running across here for you is what I see just recently when black women.
And I'm sorry. To me, this is 304 activity. When a woman, like a lot of times they date an older man and they say they want the bag, 304's. When I hear sprinkle talk, 304. What does she preach? She preaches the same thing.
A white man. I see this 37-year-old man or 38-year-old man dating this 19-year-old girl and dismembering her. I see this white man killing 2 19-year-old black girls when he got with them on dates. I see black women washing up on shores when this black man or the other white man dated this black woman. So what I'm saying to you is that for educational purposes, allegedly, right, that's what happened. It's in the news, it's being reported, and that's just this week alone. But also, I see the white woman who dated the black boyfriend and she was let off not guilty. I see the white policeman who walked into the black man's house and shot him, and she was let off as well. I say all this to say that your preference on who you date is your preference. But for me, I always uphold black women. But at the same token, I also feel an obligation to uphold our black men. If you want to date a white man, then so be it. But black women, please stop getting on here degrading black men because you feel like you have a preference for white men. I feel like that's your excuse to make yourself feel better. Like, let me justify it because I don't want anybody to think I'm a sellout. I don't want anybody to think I don't like the color of my skin. I don't want anybody to think, you know, I'm just trying to put them on so they can be helped. Help to what? That you hate your own skin? Help to what? That you hate the mother and father that bore you? Hate what? Help to what? The hate you have for black men? Because y'all constantly get on here as black women talking about all the time. And I did a video recently, do black men hate women? Do they really hate women? But I was having a open conversation, and if you go back and look at the video, you can see it was no hate towards black men. So it's a difference getting on here, having a dialogue about what keep coming across your timeline than it is versus you really hating black men and putting black men on blast like they are no good, like there aren't any good black men. And then the thing that she said in her video, and I have to say this, the lady video that I use is nothing against you, nothing personal, I promise. Like I said, that's your preference. But for me, I have to say that I have a black husband, And you said in your video, and I get anything I want from him. So do I. I have to be honest. There is nothing that I don't ask my husband for that he don't get me and try to do in his will to get me anything that I desire. That he's working towards if I say I want it now. Nothing. And he's a black man. There's nothing that my husband falls short on when it comes to that I desire in him.
Yeah, so what she's pretty much saying is black men do the same thing. But what she is missing the point on, the woman is not trying to excuse being with a white man. She's trying to excuse being with an older white man. Because that right there, the way it looks to me, looks like a 304 to me. I'm sorry. That's how I see it.
Into it.
I remember I asked just like 10 out of 10, like what she do for work, and she almost looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. I was like, don't you got to work during the day? She was like, I was like, you know what? I don't even know why I asked that. I immediately changed the subject. Yeah, so I'm not going to be asking that anymore.
Let's slow this down a little bit, but just read some of these comments.
Just because some men ask when it's, oh, we want y'all for money.
I mean,
Yeah.
Has a career and goals. Like,
Yes.
I hate this question, especially very early on into the convo. It gives you trying to judge off of a profession.
God forbid he wants a girl that has a career and goals.
Like, are you working at Red Robin and you like 37? Like,
yeah.
What are we judging off of? Like, if you got a job, you got a job. Who gives a damn?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Ladies,
They don't have jobs. That's why.
Are y'all okay? Like, on some real shit. Are y'all okay? Because the way y'all was talking in that comment section, like, y'all was traumatized by just saying work. And that's crazy. Like, y'all understand that's crazy. First of all, if you are on a date and a man asks you where you work and you say you're an entrepreneur and he goes into being like, oh, big money, oh, okay, da-da-da. That's your sign. That was your sign right there. Just to let you know, that was your sign right there. I know some people be like, well, I'm just goofy like that. Listen. I don't think any man really genuinely gives a where you work unless it's going against his morals and values, right? Unless you're doing something illegal or just something, again, that just goes against his morals and values. Y'all be the ones who think that they give a y'all have created that. Like, men didn't create that. Y'all created that. Like, because y'all be dealing with men who don't have that. Secure men, financially secure men, like actual real masculine men that are secure in themselves, they don't give a about that shit. They really don't give a like, there has been men who have been CEOs and have had wives that were secretaries or receptionists, and it's worked out just fine for them. He didn't look at her below. He just looked at her like, that's where she wanted to be. That's where she wanted to be. If she wanted to be up there with me, she could. But if she wanted to stay down there, that's where she wanted to stay. Okay, fine. And it worked just fine for them. Y'all are the only ones who judge when it comes to someone's work. Y'all wanted to be CEOs, right? Y'all fought y'all way to be up there at the big dogs table, right? A lot of y'all be saying that you would never date or be with someone whose tax bracket didn't fit yours, right? So if you a CEO, you not looking at the janitor, right? You not looking at the male man, right? You want another CEO. That's y'all's men's side. Like, men don't think like that. That is y'all. Y'all are the only ones who think like that. I do realize that not every man on this planet is a CEO, right? When I tell people what I do, I say I'm a creative director. And you know what they say? They say, oh, dope. What is that? I work for a nonprofit. I do spirituality, right? Oh, that's dope. Cool. Tell me more. Like, what, like, it's just a conversation starter, right? Like, if you tell a man he's a CEO and he goes into, how much you make at this time, there's your flag, sis. There's your flag. Some of y'all be thinking that, like, oh, you're so funny. No, run. Like, a secure man's not going to be asking you like that. Like, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to get a conversation about you. God damn. Y'all taking this way, like, what kind of men are y'all dealing with? What kind of men are y'all dealing with?
Yeah. That's why men are checking out. A simple question of what you do for a living. Like, I'm thinking if I was single, I ask a lady that. To be honest with you, I want to make sure she's not gonna ask me for a bunch of money. Seriously, because a lot of times the ones that ask for a bunch of money don't understand the value of money. Like for instance, I have family members that barely worked in their life. They don't understand the value of money. When you're mooching money from your parents and you're grown, that's weird, right? But you can tell. And a woman like that, I would never even pay attention to. Seriously. Like she said, you see the signs. If a woman gets defensive, deuces.
So somebody sent me a video of a black woman saying that she preferred to work for a white man over somebody who looked like her or somebody who would be considered a DEI hire. And honestly, that is just a really wild take to me. Like, I get it. There are people who have had harmful experiences and have been hurt by leaders who look like them or that they expected more from. And I'm not here to invalidate your experience whatsoever. If that happened to you, I'm really sorry that that happened to you. But turning that into a blanket statement and generalizing it, it's just a really lazy narrative. Like, and then this coming from our own community is just very harmful. Like, y'all say y'all want to be promoted, but still hold these same stereotypes about black people or other minorities in leadership. You don't think that those same stereotypes exist outside of our community too? Like, the issue is not DEI hires. The issue is the environment that they're in, the kind of leader that they chose to be. That does not mean that automatically white men are better leaders. Like, I'm in my early 30s. I've been in the C-suite. I've coached leaders of every background. Bad leadership shows up in all identities. Like, what we should be focused on instead is making sure that all the employees have consistent employee experiences and that these leaders are actually being trained and coached properly to make sure that their team is set up for success. Like, we just got to be honest with ourselves and call this what it is. Like, this is the system of corporate America. It was designed with white men in mind, okay? Let's just be for real. Like, it was never designed for marginalized or minority people to thrive or to even exist in, okay? Not as leaders or not as individual contributors. That's what we really need to be spending our energy and time addressing.
Look, we don't need to address anything. I'll tell you why. I simply don't care. I don't. Because getting in corporate America, I left corporate America in 2012. Like, for instance, I had a consultation today. I told a guy I left corporate America 2012 and I was working online in 2015. And I showed him you can make the most money working online. Like, seriously, you can make 6 figures working online. Think about it, right? If I have a service I'm offering, I can go on so many different websites and offer those services. And there's a way you can ask for higher prices. That's what I teach. Once you figure that out, sky's the limit. And that's where everything is going. Like, a lot of girls disrespect passport bros and have no clue. A lot of these guys have figured it out. You need to learn something, ladies. You need to learn.
This generation now, like, I attract a lot of older men, and I know why, because I don't act like these girls out here nowadays. You know, girls just here for men money. That's not to my saying that's because they ain't got their own, and they just want to leech off of men. But when I say you paying the bills in the house, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do nothing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You buy a home, I make it. You buy a house, I make it a home. Like, I'm for real. That's the type of girl I am. We finna have family time. I'm gonna pop out some kids. We finna cook on this grill. You heard my cousin. We finna cook on this grill. we finna live life together. We finna do what family's supposed to do.
Good. That's exactly why men go for her. And talking like that on TikTok, you're gonna get a lot more men now. You're going, who's that? Who's that? But also, guys, because it's hard nowadays. Not because they're broke, because it's hard. They're looking for a little more than making a house a home. Because the way you talking, to be honest with you, that sounds like broke talk. Am I wrong? Guys not gonna think that? Oh, you want to make a house a home? What else can you do? Show me that resume in person and live. Don't tell me what you can do. Don't show me on a piece of paper. Don't tell me over the internet or TikTok. Show me. And if she gets to showing, that's good. But it takes also providing something.
Honey, what are you talking about? Black Americans aren't immigrants. I keep seeing this all over TikTok where people are actually learning right now that African Americans are not immigrants. Our ancestors have been here for centuries.
Very true.
What are you guys learning? Who's teaching y'all? I am flabbergasted. My gasters are flabbered this week because people voted thinking the whole immigration situation was going to affect black people first. Hello? Are y'all serious? I'm rarely stunned when it comes to things that black people have to experience in this country, but this particular topic right here with y'all thinking that we are immigrants is something I just never had on my 2025 bingo card. Like, I'm stunned.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. And it's true because they paint it on the internet everywhere you look that we were brought here. But I'll tell you, you can see my grandmother. She looks Indian. Even black people that look Indian. Like if you look up in certain places and see the Indians, a lot of them are black. Like a lot of people need to do research and then they understand the land was taken from you, right? Because you were the guy going back and forth from Mexico to Florida and also to Los Angeles, those places, and congregating with the Indians over there. You weren't brought here. A lot of people don't understand it because they hide the lie and what they want you to believe. They paint a picture for you and say, hey, look, this is what happened. But if you look back and even in history books, they've even tampered with that as well. You go, wait a minute. It's a bigger story than we know. It truly is.
You don't understand why your kids are colorist, but you just sat there and called your newborn a puppy and a brownie. The call's coming from inside the house at this point, man. This girl got on here and said she didn't understand why her kids were colorist to the newborn baby. She said that my kids are high yellow and my newborn is a brownie. I went to go see a man about a dog and he was dark skinned and I ended up with a puppy. That's what she called her daughter, a puppy. Then she goes on to say, I love my little brownie, even though my kids are high yellow. I love my little brownie, and everybody in my family is high yellow. And I just don't understand why colorism runs in the family. Man, look at what you're calling your own child. You wonder where they're getting it from. They're getting it from you, and you know they're getting it from you. And this is just goes to show, look, I'm going to say it both ways. Black, dark-skinned women, where you have light-skinned children, stop putting them on a pedestal comparably to your dark-skinned kids. And light-skinned moms, if you're having dark-skinned children, do not make them feel some type of way or differentiate your children by calling one of your kids high yellow and red and the other one dark. Don't refer to them as that. Everybody's black in the house. We're all black. Mm-hmm. When you go to check on that application or your driver's license or whatever, and it asks you to describe what your nationality is, African American, they don't say high yellow.
Yeah, sure don't. What she's doing is wrong because she's teaching the older kids and they're going to torture that baby. Man, that baby has a hard time coming. Even the mother. Come here, Brownie. That's going to be the nickname. Could you imagine going over their house for a picnic, for a barbecue, and the little kids are saying, hey, Brownie. And then you pick it up. I'll be sitting there like, you want to come home with me? Seriously. Because the kid's being abused, not physically, mentally.
wish mothers would tell their daughters that another woman's beauty doesn't take away from her own. I was shopping in Target, and in one of the aisles, I couldn't help but notice a girl mean mugging another girl, looking her up and down, side eyeing her. And I have impeccable discernment. Nothing gets past me. So I automatically knew it was jealousy. And in that moment, I did something about it, because if you know me, you know that I am Captain Save Everybody. So what I did was I complimented both women and I pointed out different things I liked about each of them. They probably thought I was a fucking weirdo, but somebody had to do it. They both left smiling, and especially the woman who was looking like, especially her, she was smiling after I complimented her. I don't want to live in a world where women hate each other. Not on my watch.
You did the right thing. You did. You know, they were being petty a lot, and she did say they were this, right? Or like her, right? I think she said that. And if that's the case, we do it to each other all the time. That's what the little kid was going through. The little kid's going through that. And it's not right. And exactly like the other woman said, what's black is black. And they have to start seeing themselves as black. I got to tell a story because, when I see myself as black, I've always seen myself as black because I grew up around with black people. But when I really knew how hard it was the first time I was pulled over by the police. Seriously. And it happened in Queens. Even when I was locked up before, right? But the reason why I was locked up, I got in an accident. They took me to jail. First thing they did, said I was intoxicated. I wasn't. And ended up there for a couple of days. Hated it. If I was a white man, they would have took me to the hospital. I couldn't walk. That's when I knew.
I'm sorry, but as a black woman, I'm going to have to date outside of my race. It's time to see what else is out there. Putting all my eggs in one basket with these black men, whether I'm dating multiple black men at once, it really doesn't matter.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
What? Whether I'm dating multiple black men, it really doesn't matter? Huh? Wow.
Their mentalities are kind of like the same. The way that they think, that whole simp mentality thing, not understanding what that really is about. Black men aren't safe. Black men aren't safe. I haven't seen a safe one. I'm just speaking personally. I haven't seen a safe one, so I think I'm going to start dating outside of my race. So I am definitely open to whites, Hispanics. It doesn't matter.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
It doesn't matter at this point. I thought I wanted me a strong black man, but that's an illusion. It's a delusion that I created in my head. Yeah, nowadays black men just want to create podcasts and talk to black women. And then say how they much rather have a Spanish or an Asian or white woman besides us, because black women are just so tough to deal with, and attitudes and like that. Like women don't have attitudes in general.
I beg your pardon?
Like white women and Spanish women aren't walking around, or Hispanic women aren't walking around with attitudes. But it's just the black women, right? It's just us black women. It's time to see what else is out there.
Yeah, with her, you know what she doesn't understand and what she needs to understand? Black men love black women. Even me, myself, I was with a woman a little bit darker than you. You know what, though? She wasn't like you. She wasn't even how you are now. You're not being rude or mean. but you sound a lot more masculine than other women. And she was black. Now go figure. Think about that and think about why men don't want to deal with masculine black women, because men are going to Africa. Men are not just dealing with Spanish women or the woman like you're saying. Why? Because men are loved by all women. You go figure that out.
So I'm watching Farmer Wants a Wife, and I'm literally like, is this not what dating today feels like? There's one really smart, handsome, attractive guy, and then like 10 amazing women per man. I'm not on dating apps anymore, but when I was, you just know like the women to male ratio of like amazing women is just always so outnumbered. And then also I'm a Christian, so it's like I just saw this video where she was like, why are women outnumbering men in the church? I'm just like, I don't know, like that is how like the dating market has felt to me. Just like the job market, there are not enough good jobs for the number of people that are educated and want to be employed. And I'm not saying like there's not enough good men. I just feel like I see more women that are ready to get married, that have their stuff together, than I come across men who aren't already married or already in relationships. And so I think reality TV, it feels more like reality, especially when it comes to these shows like The Bachelor, Farm Wants a Wife, Love is Blind. It feels so much more realistic than like just watching one couple one-on-one date. Like today, it just literally feels like, I know a lot of women talk about having rosters. I personally don't believe in that. It's just not my thing.
Good.
But
you have a chance.
I personally feel like men have so much like advantage and leverage in this dating time, just because
That's
there's
not
just
true.
so many great
she's crazy
women right now. Just
she doesn't
marrying
know.
women, like women that anyone would want to be with.
This little girl obviously doesn't understand the temperature. She's young. Fresh meat on the house. He just got in the yard. Fresh meat on the house, and she has no clue. She doesn't understand how the system works yet. She hasn't been in this prison for long enough to understand how it works. But this Dayton prison is exactly that, a prison for the men. Fresh on the block. Listen, it's not a bunch of good women. It's actually the opposite. It's a bunch of good men who are overlooked. Get it right. But she has a long, hard road of loneliness if she doesn't figure out what's happening in today's market. Because men realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with these non-appreciative women who don't think about anything but themselves.
We agree.